Hello, I've been grinding Master Duel for the past 2 days, and I finally hit Plat 1, and I wanted to make this video to kind of go over the deck list. Well, one, go over the deck list that I used to get there, and some duels, and two, go over like my journey and maybe give you guys some tips on like how to climb based on what I've seen in my experience. If you just want to see the deck list and some duels, fast forward to that marker in the video. So when I started at rookie rank, this was when, I think it was the day that the game was first released. Most people like in that rank didn't really know what they were doing. They were like new players or people who like for whatever reason didn't have like a good enough deck built and they just jumped into ranked with like a pre-made deck. So they would always end their turn on just like a set monster and maybe like one set spell and trap. I personally chose to go with rank 10 trains because I didn't want to waste time thinking, but I knew that this deck wouldn't work in like the higher ranks. I would talk about the decks that I faced during this rank, but to be honest, I wouldn't even like know what to say. It was really just people like normal summoning swordsmen from a distant land or some shit and passing their turn. Bronze rank is where I saw a little more diversity, but I played rank 10 trains. I focused my deck around board wipes, destruction, and removal, rather than trying to negate things or, I don't know, there just wasn't really a point. The decks that I faced at bronze, like you don't really see hand traps or negations or anything like that. Silver and gold, I want to say the types of deck you'll start to see like more meta decks. The only difference between silver and gold in my opinion is like the player skill. I played against decks like Eldlik, Shadal, Pendulum Magician, Sky Strikers, but at silver elo it seemed like my opponents would make like suboptimal plays more frequently or like misplay than in gold. Gold elo is where I started running cards like Ash, Maxi, Forbidden Droplet, and it's also where I started to see my opponent doing the same. More people were running hand traps at this elo, but not as much as Platinum. Platinum, it's like I got hand trapped every duel. Like everyone is running hand traps in Platinum and above. So after I reached Plat, I realized that my rank 10 trains weren't really gonna cut it anymore because I kind of built it just around wiping the board, going second, and winning on turn 2. But that's like really hard to do with so many the amount of hand traps. Like I can't play through 4 negates. I could not face Drytron with this deck. So I played around with a couple different types of decks. I made Virtual World mixed with True Draco as an homage to what I played in the TCG back when VFD was at 3. I liked it, it just wasn't as consistent as I wanted it to be, I guess. Just like it wasn't when I played it in real life. I made pure True Draco, but it wasn't really like my style, like I didn't really like it. Then I made Dinosaur because I realized that Misk is at 3 and Overraptor is at 2, but like that's not really that big of a deal. So this is my list. I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hand traps and 2 called by, 2 Forbidden Chalice. I have droplets, but I just didn't like droplets because when I was playing droplets in my rank 10 trains build, I kept like misclicking, I guess. Like I don't know what would happen. Like I would mean to just negate one monster's effect on the field, but it would be like, oh, like discard, and then it'd be like discard again, and I'm like, I don't want to negate more than one monster. I just want to negate one monster. I don't know what was happening there, but it was frustrating the hell out of me. So due to that, I just chose to play Chalice instead. And everything else is pretty standard. Like you got the 2 Archosaur, 2 Baby, 1 Petite, Giant Rex, Misk. Oh, I played the Scrap package. I don't know, I should have said that. So I played the 1 Chimera, 3 Raptor, and Golem because Raptor and Lost World is full combo. The extra deck is pretty basic other than, I have this. I put the 9 Synchros because I realized that Golem and a level 4 can make a 9, and I've been making this guy a lot. Yeah, let's jump into some duels. I'll show you guys, like I saved a bunch of my replays from Plat 5 to Plat 1. I'm only going to show you the ones I win, obviously. All that matters is that I won more than I lost, right? Because I was able to climb. Like here, you can see my win ratio. Win, 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 win. Lose, win, lose, lose, win, lose, 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 win. I went on a little loss streak here. I was kind of salty about that. So one thing I got really lucky were the hands that I was given. You know, I played this deck on one day and I kept breaking. I kept drawing like Scrap, Chimera, Fridge, and there was really nothing I can do about it. But yesterday, I was just getting really lucky. I always opened at least one hand trap. More often than not, I saw my Called by the Grave. So that I feel like luck does play a part in this, especially because it's best of 1 duels where like you can't just afford to lose a game and then go to your side deck and win that way. But it can also be said that skill matters because of the way that you build your deck for the best of 1s. This guy's playing Sky Striker. I start with Misk. He ashes the Misk. I'm like, that's fine. I have Called by. So I'm able to bring out the Archosaur and pop the baby. Baby brings another baby out. Oviraptor is gonna pop that baby and bring the other baby out. I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter where I was frustrated because it doesn't like show you which baby is which, and I kept bringing out the one that I popped, so it like fizzle out. It was so stupid, but I finally figured it out. And then I just make Logia here because I'm afraid of his back row. Obviously, it's Striker. And I know that I Miscellaneousaurus, but if I'm gonna do the Scrap combo, then my Scrap Wyvern and stuff like that will be vulnerable. So it was good that I made that. It baited out the Judgment. Now I can make Scrap Wyvern. I don't know what else he has, but I felt safe going off just because I had Tyranno and a pill. I don't know why he didn't use that Chalice, to be honest, but... Or I think I felt safe because it wasn't doing that thing where it like pauses and the screen goes back to your opponent as if they have something. Then I kind of just make Tyranno, and I make Appaloosa just so I can negate the Ray and Grave. Oh, I make a Borreload Savage Dragon here. Just for shits and giggles at this point, because I have another Tyranno and I'm just gonna attack for game. Next, I win the dice roll. I get to go first. I open Suboptimal. I say that this is suboptimal for a Scrap Dino because usually you do like so much more. But on this, you can only really end on like the Link, Karibo, Secure Gardena, Tyranno. But I do have a set Twin Twister, which actually came in clutch because this guy was playing Eldlick. He adds a Torrential Tribute. Since I know that, I'm not going to summon anything. I Twin Twister here. I don't pop the Tribute, so I'm definitely not going to summon anything. And then I get the God top deck, Harpy's Feather Duster, and he's just kind of screwed at this point. I think he scoops. Yeah, he scoops. So here my opponent goes first and just sets a monster, and that's bad for him because I have full combo again. So I do the normal stuff, this time popping Petite, making Scrap Wyvern, using Scrap Wyvern to pop whatever monster he had, which was a Doppel Warrior, I think it was, I don't remember. So I make Vermilion Dragon Mech here. I don't know why. This was like the stupidest decision I made. I just like went off for no reason, and my opponent was so good. So he toggled his effect activations off. So the whole time I'm summoning, like at this point I'm on like my 10th summon, it's not giving him a chance to respond to anything. So I'm thinking, okay, he doesn't have anything then, right? Like if he had something, it would like pause and go to his side and be like, oh, do you want to activate this? That's what happens. But this guy is so smart. He turned off the toggle so that it wouldn't show any response, but then he turned the toggle on at the last minute after I have all my summons on board, after I think I have game. And there it is, Nibiru. And I'm just like sitting there like surprised Pikachu face, like what? And that's the last time I ever trust the pauses in this game. Like now it's like I know that people can turn off the toggle, so I'll try to play around Nibiru. You'll see in the next couple duels, I always play around Nibiru now. I deal a bunch of damage. I set a called by. He Lightning Storms. He summons Drunk Synchron, that's fine. I have the called by for that. So now I'm kind of sweating. I'm like, I need to win this turn or else this guy's gonna like beat me next turn. Like I have nothing. I have no dinosaurs. I have no Misk and Grave. So I'm like, what can I do? I switch the token to attack mode, I summon Droll and Lock, make Link Karibo and Secure Gardena just to make sure I have enough damage, and attack for game. And in case that wasn't enough damage, I would have boosted with Chalice or something. Next, I win the dice roll, I get to go first. I think this, again, Droll and Lock and Ash, just every hand. It's insane. I'm gonna fast forward. You guys know the Dinosaur shenanigan combo. I always make a Lagia when I have Appaloosa on board. So this guy summons Alistair, I say, nah, fuck that. Get that out of here. Then he does his Thunder Dragon stuff. I use Droll and Lock, because why not? Then he tries to Invocation, I negate with Savage. And I still have Appaloosa and Tyranno to use, and an Ash. But I think he scoops here. Yeah, he scoops. Okay, this one we won the dice roll, we're going first. We open Lost World and Oviraptor, so that, again, that's full combo. I'm just gonna fast forward through it. I started ending on Dweller. I'm like, I don't know why, that'd be good. This guy sets 5. Immediately, I'm like, this guy's playing Eldlick or something, so I Abyss Dweller before he has a chance to do anything. I probably could have waited on the Dweller, but then he tries to summon Limit Me. And I've already summoned the token with Lost World, so I use my second summon to make the Phoenix out, pop the summon limit, and keep going off. Luckily, I have the Ash for the Sanguine there. I honestly should have went for Access Code Talker here. I don't know why I didn't. I guess I was just so afraid of what that set card was. The Forbidden Chalice that I have set is useless. Oh, it's the Sanguine. I negated it with Logia. He sets a bunch of cards, passes. During my draw phase, he activates Goes and Match. I decided to keep Tyranno on board because I felt safe with Tyranno. At least I can keep using Tyranno's effect and burn him for 1,000. At this point, it's a grind game. I think he's running out of resources too. I think he used all 3 Sanguines at this point, or eventually by the end of this duel, he uses all 3 Sanguines. He sets the counter trap there. So when he brings out Golden Lord, I'm like, I have to Tyranno or else that counter trap will be live on my next turn. When I had activated Fossil Dig, I was originally intending to search Archosaur because it's light, so I can summon it, but then I realized that all my arch swords are gone, and I couldn't, so I got Misk. But then I realized next turn, I was like, wait, Misk is actually good. I have protection next turn, like why wouldn't I want Misk? He goes, he summons Eldlik Golden Lord, he tries to, I'm assuming, pop my Tyranno, so I activate Misk. Maybe he forgot that I added Misk, I don't know. But then he just attacks into me because I'm assuming he gave up. And that's his way of forfeiting. This was the only like really grindy game that I had. I had other more grindy games too, but I lost those because dinosaurs kind of run out, like once they run out of resources, there's no way to recycle them back. I was thinking of playing Pot of Acquisitiveness or Overtex, but I just couldn't really justify it. This game I totally misplayed. I'm so pissed off at myself. Like I activate Misk and like I have Harpy's Feather Duster and Twin Twister in hand. There's no reason he should have got that Called by the Great off, but I completely misplayed. I would have been able to do a little bit more, but I mean, I still get to where I need to go. This is one of those situations where it's like, it could have been really bad, but sometimes when you misplay, you just ride through it. So yeah, then I do my scrap combo stuff, taking care this time to make the Appaloosa and not get Nibiru'd again like a dumbass. But then everything else, I don't go further than that because like there's just no point. You have game on board, why would you keep going? In the next game, I win the dice roll again, or no, I keep saying I win the dice roll when I go first, but honestly, there were times where I lose the dice roll, but my opponent still makes me go first. Then I just do the same things again. I Borreload Appaloosa, and then he gammas my Borreload Savage Dragon's effect to equip one. I try to negate it with Appaloosa, and then he chains Imperm again. This guy just drew all the hand traps apparently, and he summons Driver from hand. I thought that was so funny, like his entire hand was just hand traps. That's fine, we can still end on Tyranno. I decided to make Pentastag because I didn't want Appaloosa sitting there with 0 defense. Then I find out they're playing Dogmatica. They summon Ecclesia, search the punishment, set 2. I decide to start with Misk because one of those is a punishment, I know, and I need a token on his field as fast as possible so that he can't target my stuff. But he decides to change punishment to my Pentastag, and I change Tyranno, popping the Pentastag, so it resolves backwards. He doesn't get to send anything. And then I just kind of attack a bunch. I don't know why I didn't do more here. I don't think I could have. I probably could have done more. I don't know. He gets the Ecclesia, he sends a Fossil Warrior to the grave, and then he scoops. I think he just gave up. And that was it. That's how I got to Plat 1. This is the deck I used. Dinosaurs are pretty good. They can play through a bunch of things. My hands were pretty consistent. I did get lucky always seeing a hand trap or called by. But yeah, thanks for watching.